raise their hands. Even though these are usually people who have come together for leadership development, only about 10% identify themselves as leaders. Perhaps people are being modest, and they think that if they say they're leaders, they'll appear arrogant and as braggadocios. Maybe. But we think there's more to it than that. A mythology about leadership persists that makes people reluctant to claim leadership for themselves. It's as if leadership starts with a capital L and is reserved only for those with some special talent, birthright, gene, calling, position, or title. This perspective creates an invisible barrier and is a limiting belief that stops many from answering the call. Debbie Coleman is one of the first leaders we ever interviewed about personal best leadership practices, and the first leader we quoted in the very first edition of our book, The Leadership Challenge. At that time, Debbie was vice president of worldwide manufacturing for Apple computers. In our interview, she explained, "I think good people deserve good leadership. The people I manage deserve the best leadership in the world." Debbie is now managing partner of Smart Forest Ventures, a venture capital firm, and serves on numerous boards. When we caught up with her again, we learned that her perspective on leadership is the same today as when we first talked with her more than 30 years ago. Debbie expresses the spirit of all exemplary leaders. They strive mightily to deliver the best leadership in the world because they firmly believe that people deserve it. Most likely, that's exactly what you want from your leaders. If you believe that the people you now lead, or will lead in the future, deserve the best leadership in the world, and if it's clear that there's a growing need for an increased quantity and quality of leaders, then it is imperative that you become the best leader you can be. Step 1 is to develop a leadership mindset. You don't have to wait for an organization to offer a program for you to become the best. Nor do you have to wait for someone else to give you permission or provide some special resource. Just as Dorothy and her colleagues in The Wizard of Oz discovered, you already have everything you need to become an exemplary leader. This is the other reason why we wrote this book. We want to address and rectify some prevailing myths and misconceptions about what it takes to learn to become an exemplary leader. Learning to become an exemplary leader. After more than 30 years of research, we know that you are fully capable of leading. You may not realize it or fully believe it, but it's true. It's also true for 99.999% of people in the world. That's a statistic we'll explain in one of the early chapters. The larger purpose of this book is to share with you what we've learned about how you can create the conditions, inside yourself and in the context in which you live and work, to become a much better leader than you are today. We show that you can learn to be a better leader than you are today if you believe in yourself, aspire to be great, challenge yourself to grow, engage the support of others, and practice deliberately. In each of the chapters of this book, we share a key message about developing exemplary leadership, and we offer a practical tip on how to increase your capacity to lead. Learning leadership is divided into 7 parts. Part 1 is on the fundamentals. It sets the tone for the book and provides the context for discussing what people need to do to become better leaders. We talk about the myths and assumptions that inhibit leadership development, the 5 fundamentals of becoming an exemplary leader, the evidence that leadership matters, and how you are already leading, but not frequently enough. In Part 2 of Learning Leadership, we discuss the essential elements of the first fundamental: believe you can. We stress how important it is to have a strong belief in your capabilities and a mindset that leadership can be learned. We present evidence that learning is the master skill and that leadership emerges from within. Part 3 is about the second fundamental: aspire to excel.